We don't die. We don't die. We don't die. What do you mean? My mom died. My dad died. My little brother died. My twins left. It's such a hard concept to wrap our head around. And the main thing is, it is because you don't actually know what life is, what life really is, what is real, what is. Well, before I go more in all of this, I would like to let you know how blessed I feel to be with all of you today, and what an honor it is. And when I was asked 6 months ago to cover Easter, I felt very excited. Of course, I could talk about the resurrection, about chocolate eggs, and about bunnies. But then the situation of now came on. So, of course, bunnies could make a link with today's fear of what is really going on. Is there overpopulation? Is this earth saying we're too many of us? In my view, it's not about how many of us are here. It is about how we get along with each other. Like, you can zoom into a little intersection of Amsterdam and seeing all the bikes going right and left and going everywhere, and everybody's looking at everybody, every sensing is everybody. You hold in, you take speed, and yes, people may bump into each other, but then you may hear, "Are you okay?" It is caring about each other, getting along with each other. So, Bunny, I'll put you aside for a moment. Now, what is also smooth is that chocolate. And actually, my favorite is talking about chocolate eggs, because when I was there with my little boys, we divided the eggs. We had 3 portions, and each of us got our turn to hide them, and the 2 others would go and seek for them. So we would find them and look for them, and all different colors. And it was a game of hiding and seeking. And it did not matter how many you had in the end, because we already divided them, right? So, but then all of a sudden, maybe you could not find that one in the golden wrapper. We all went look for it, and it might not have found, but we were in trust that it would reveal itself. And yes, maybe a month later, we all of a sudden see it laying there in plain sight next to the curtain, right? So what's left is the resurrection, right? The woman looking for Jesus, she had no access to. Now, looking for the loved one is these days has an eerie connotation, because it comes close to situations that one cannot even be with a deceased loved one. And the grief is not only that you cannot hold them again or talk to them or have them with you, you are not even allowed to say goodbye to them. So what happened to Jesus? Now, we know from stories that Pontius Pilatus did not really want to crucify Jesus, and maybe he has chosen Friday afternoon to, just knowing that Saturday was Sabbath, so everybody would stay home and do their own lockdown thing. So he might have some hours to take Jesus down sooner and put him in the cave and roll the stone in front of it. And then on Sunday, this lady comes and she could not find him. The stone was rolled away, Jesus was gone. And what did Jesus mean by saying he would rise up? Did he not leave his body behind? After all, he was born from a human body. Did he take his body with him up to the heavens? Or was he brought to India to continue his work from there? It doesn't matter. Either way, his teachings did not die. His spirit did not die. we still can feel the power of the words which were said that he spoke, the thoughts and the thinking behind the words. We accept fully that he was more than his body. Now, the fun thing is that he said, we are like him. We are like him. What does that tell you? That we are more than our body, that our spirit and the words we speak don't die. The words we speak will be forever part of all of us. And in that way, indeed, we don't die. However, there's one hurdle, and that is that we live by habit, by automation, by programming. We live by our subconscious mind for 97%. And our subconscious mind does not want change because it's there for our physical survival. Therefore, it generates fear for the unknown to hold you back from making changes. So we do not speak our words consciously like Jesus. We speak from our programmed basis. And that basis is guided by fear. Now we can use the 3% conscious mind to make changes to our programming, and then we could step over the fear. And we would know that we could live forever as a part of the consciousness at large. So can we see that we are way more powerful than we think we are? And that it is the fear that holds us back to live that way? We are given an opportunity this time, and you heard it just being spoken right now as well. And I'm not the only one who says that. You have yourself maybe thought it this week too. But can these opportunities give lasting changes? Can we see that the game is on? That the game of hiding eggs, of hidden eggs. And yes, it is Easter. We're done with the hiding part. It's now up to us for seeking and finding. And remember, it's not about how many eggs you will have at the end. Are we ready to start seeking? Or are we going to sit on the couch and moan that we never found that one egg in that golden wrapping? Right? I bet you all are up for a lasting change. So we have to do the one thing that is blocking us from taking this opportunity, eliminating our fear. And this fear is based on 3 parts: the fear of death, the pain of separation, and the loss of power. And exactly at this time, we are pushed to believe that these are right and should be. It's our mindset, and it comes even stronger to us as before. Why? Because we need to hear them loudly. We need to see them in plain sight. We are given thoughts and even real situations by being separated on purpose and being reminded of the fear of death in everything, in everyone we see, and even if the one at home with us, close to us. These are the eggs in plain sight. And I want to invite you to undo them from their wrap and eat and digest them. Transform them in a feeling of well-being and joy. Because the things you will find in there is real chocolate. Our real treasures are the real gifts of human life, of the life that we are supposed to live and that we could live if we change the fear of death into our own responsibility of understanding our immortality by thoughts and by words that we like to live by and create from. By the pain of separation, we have to transform in the acceptance that we are all connected and that we create and co-create a mutual reality. And the last one, as we worship power over, we believe in the authority of someone else, of something outside of us. then we give our power away. And it is time to take our sovereignty back. Well, I just can tell you to do those things and change your beliefs, but telling, and we all know, does not really make the change in you. Because it is the programming of our subconscious mind that runs the show. So it is there that we have to use our consciousness to make tweaks, to make changes. So let's look a little closer to fear. Fear is an emotion, an energy in motion. It is not static. It flows, it moves, and therefore you have a chance to guide it. Work with it. Work with all the emotions. They will move by itself if you don't. So you better. Now, we are not taught to work with our emotions. We are told to restrict them, to hold them in, to behave, to suck it up, to do as told, to be good, be nice, be normal. And that is the wording and mindset of the power over. So if you work with your emotions, you free that up. You will evolve and you will get to know yourself. But no longer giving your power away means also that you should give up to play the power over a role. That it is not up to you to decide what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, in living by obedience and demanding obedience of others. Start using the emotions. Bring yourself through a whole scale of emotions. Learn them, meet them, work them. And you may say, Celia, okay, how? Right? Well, get to know your emotions and feelings as I would like to invite you to, as many times a day as you can, stand still at anything what you're doing at that moment and ask yourself, what is my feeling at this moment? And I will ask you right now, what is your feeling in this moment? Okay, write those things down and then you can see in which direction your thoughts are dragging you or taking you. And if you don't do anything, your subconscious mind takes you down. Okay. Now, you already know that you can influence your programming by working on gratitude, but you may not be aware of the hidden pain underneath. And this can undermine that positive work that you are doing so feverishly. Now, some of you may know that I was in acting. Now, an acting exercise is mostly given straight away in the pain area. So it's called being in the hot seat. Okay, you have it. So you can either drag down that pain or you can show us how to climb out. And all actresses show it on their face. And that is the craft that they feel, that they work this stream of emotions. And you can do that too. Like in this lockdown situation, you may have lost your job or being separated from your family. So you're straight away in the pain area. Okay, you're there. Now, if you go down and if you don't do anything, you may deny it. You say, no, that cannot be. Then you get angry. Who's doing this? Then you feel guilty. How's the virus? Who's the guilty one? It's the virus. And then go to covert hostility. Oh my gosh, these people are just standing close to each other. They don't even wear a mask. And in your negative feelings, you drag yourself down and you come to fear. And there is the fear for authority. Yes, you just have to do what they say because then all will be good. Because there's fear of death and separation. As long as I do this, what they say, I will be safe. Okay. After this fear, you start pitying yourself. Oh my God, I'm locked up this whole day here. What am I going to do? I'm not worthy. I'm just a nothingness in this whole world. Finally, you dive into grief. And if this spirals down, you become numb and in apathy and don't care. And after that is death. Now, if you want to climb out, let's start again at the pain area. Okay, but even if you are in fear already, you now know how to climb up via those emotions that I just mentioned, because it's a stream of those emotions that bring you out. So instead of denial, you go to upset and open hostility. Like, no, that cannot be, they cannot do that. And that's different than denial. Oh no, they cannot do that. See, that's different. So you drag yourself out of that pain. You still have to digest the pain feeling, and you can dive into antagonism, feeling opposition and ridiculous this situation. Then you free your thoughts of that, and you feel there's a solution. And once you have that thought, there must be a solution to every problem, you can get yourself to boredom. Okay, I'm here. What do I do now, right? And that is realizing that the situation is like it is. From then you can get ideas. What do I do now? Your subconscious mind will bring you good stuff also. That is the situation like it is. You may do more preparation. You may make some changes in your house. And at this action moment, pain finally leaves you. And that brings you even to enthusiasm and play, right? Okay, like a friend of mine, she dressed up her oldest daughter in a bunny costume, and they went in the neighborhood and put everywhere chocolate eggs in the garden where they knew there were kids. Or the flags we see, or the crayon paintings on the road, or the music that people play outside, right? But where I really want you to go to is to understand that this situation is co-created by you and by me. It is everyone who does this, by everyone on this plane. For thousands of years, we have worshipped a system of power over each other, of you versus me, of I must be better than you to survive, of winners and losers. But I want you to feel the real freedom again, your sovereignty, the freedom that you are born with, the freedom that you are a social being who wants to love and wants to be loved, the divine freedom that you may have felt in a moment of intense meditation in which you get to a state of light, the state that is your serenity of being, that you can deliberately create and get to that state of serenity or being. Then you know you stepped beyond the borders of what you think death is. You make connection with your God self, with your Christ consciousness that connects everyone. You no longer have fear of power over. You no longer have fear of separation. You no longer have fear of death. You will have made your resurrection. You now know you won't die. Namaste.